Thank you for getting this set up.
No problem.
You want to start your video? Down in the lower left.
I gotta zoom close so I can see. I can't see it from back there.
Go ahead and mute us.
Good morning. Are you able to hear me? I cannot hear you guys. I'm having, let's see here. Are you able to hear me?
Can you hear me?
How do I? Let's see here. Are you able to hear me now?
I think I heard you. Can you speak again?
Are you able to hear me now?
I can, and you can hear
I
me
cannot
as
hear
well?
you, unfortunately.
You cannot. Hold on.
Let's see here.
He is not able to hear us.
Huh?
We can hear him, but he cannot hear us. Can you hear us now?
Are you able to hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I cannot hear you though.
Thank you.
Hold on one second. Can you hear me now?
I was doing the echo.
Okay, now I can hear you and see you. Can you
You
hear
can
me?
hear us?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and that's on my end. I've got new equipment and you've got to pick which speaker and which camera and you got to get them all synced up. And so I apologize for that.
Understand. Are you in an office up in Flagstaff now?
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I've always been up here. I just
Okay.
my law partner and I changed law firms. We shut down our old firm and merged with another one. So we're in a new office.
I see.
I have started the recording.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Are you able to keep that recording from the last hearing and this one?
Yes, I do have those saved. Thought I had sent that to you. I can resend.
Yeah, well, you might have, but if you could resend the other one and today's, that'd be great. I'm supposed to keep that for a year, I believe it is.
Yes, okay, us too. All right.
I assume the respondent is not with us today.
No, we did provide also the Zoom link via email. I spoke with her in person during a site visit yesterday. And also relayed the time and advised her to ensure she could access the meeting via Zoom. So we did certainly try and set her up to be here, but as of right now, there's no indications of her presence.
Okay, we'll wait a few more minutes, just like we did last time, and then when we go on the record, I'll ask you just to explain your efforts to bring her in.
I understand.
A little snow this morning. That was exciting.
Yeah, not too thrilled about it being cold again.
I'm on the opposite end. I'll take the cold and pre-sip anytime.
Yeah, well, it's good to have the precip. It's
Yeah.
I take it all, but for the wind. Oh
We joke that we got, we got 6 inches of wind last night. Or when we see all the snow blowing off the peaks to the east, it's like it's blowing to Winslow.
It was intense,
Yeah.
very intense. Was it, I bet it's bad here.
Oh, it's probably 50 mile an hour gusts. And it's supposed to be that today.
Is it?
Yeah, we're just kind of in that section where it just kind of makes it pass. Y'all might be careful.
Are you up and down?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Are you actually already recording?
Yes, it is.
Okay, just for the record, it is 9 a.m. on April 12th, 2022, which is the appointed time for this recall hearing. Respondent is not yet present. As a courtesy to the respondent, we'll wait about another 5 minutes and see if she or they appear.
Just a chance to see what's going on. We're checking the lobby of the CD building to see if perhaps the defendant showed up and is out there.
Thank you.
That's me.
I'll let you.
But just in case I do.
Recording. Mr. Brown, do you need share screen?
Got it. There we go. I'm sorry.
Pardon?
Do you need share screen capability? Okay.
No, thanks. Thank you then. We'll wait 1 more minute. Okay, Mr. Stento, are you ready to proceed?
I am.
Okay.
Code Officer Coons is checking the lobby real quick. Actually, give us just about 10 more seconds.
You bet. You're on mute, Mr. Stento.
All right, can you hear us now?
Yes,
All
good.
right, we are ready to proceed.
Okay, thank you. Today is April 12th, 2022. It is 9:06 a.m. And this is the time and date set for a recall hearing in the matter of Coconino County Community Development versus Sean Renee Strong, Gerald Eloy Salazar. This matter was first heard on March 2nd, 2022. Respondent was not present for that hearing. Coconino County appeared through Mr. Mark Stento. Following the hearing, I determined that the respondent was responsible for 3 categories of zoning ordinance violations. And I also ordered that the respondent would have 30 calendar days from the date of my decision to come into full compliance by curing those violations. That would have been April 1, 2022. And therefore I left the citation and the hearing open in order to give the respondent an opportunity to achieve compliance. The matter was also set for a recall hearing, which will proceed today. And is it my understanding, Mr. Stento, that respondent is not present?
That's correct. The respondent is not present.
Okay. The purpose of the recall hearing today was limited to determine whether the respondent has achieved full compliance, and if not, the penalty for not achieving full compliance. So what we'll do is I'm going to put you under oath, Mr. Stento, and we'll proceed with the hearing. Would you please raise your right hand? Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth at today's hearing?
I do.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Stento, would you tell me, did you make efforts to deliver my March 2nd, 2022 decision to respondent and to otherwise notify respondent about today's hearing?
We did. We attempted in-person service approximately 6 times. We then asked for permission to pursue alternate methods of service, which was granted. At that time, we mailed via first-class mail a copy of the decision to 8206 North 8 Mile. We did verify the site does have a mailbox, and Sean had told us she received mail in the past. We were also able to serve Sean directly in person. And I would have to confirm, but I believe it was on March 22nd, the decision at that time as well.
Okay, did you do like an affidavit of service or anything like that?
That's correct. We did completed affidavits of service for all service attempts. And we did complete and get notarized an affidavit of service for the in-person service attempt that was successful.
Would you email those to me after the
Yes.
hearing? Okay, and were there any specific efforts to provide respondent with information about the Zoom?
Yes. I spoke with the respondent when I served the hearing, or the decision successfully. I notified her directly as to the date of the recall hearing at that time. I also referred to the hearing decision, advised her to read it. She confirmed she would. I also spoke with her in person yesterday during a site visit. At that time, I relayed again specifics regarding the recall hearing date and time. I advised her that again was on Zoom. I confirmed with her verbally that she was able to use Zoom, had that application on her phone. She confirmed she did, although she hadn't used it before. I went so far as to tell her to call me in the morning if she was having difficulty using the application and felt she would have a hard time accessing the meeting. I also told her at that time that in-person attendance was also viable. I told her where that would be, the Fort Valley Community Development Building, building number 1, and expressed to her that either was an acceptable method of attendance. She again stated she would attempt to attend.
Have you heard from her at all this morning?
No, I have not. At the time yesterday, she was suffering from an abscessed tooth and was going to go to the hospital, she said, when she was out there on the property. Certainly there could be complications from that, but I'm not sure either way. She did confirm she would be attending, so.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for that information. Mr. Stento, do you have a report on whether respondent has achieved compliance?
Yes, sir. The respondent has abated the RV occupancy violation. The RV out there is no longer occupied. We've confirmed that via inspection. The vehicle was also licensed, operable, and registered. As such, it is lawfully stored on the property. The storage and screening standards on the property have been almost completely abated. During my site visit yesterday, a truck was there. They were actively removing the last remaining items, which mostly consisted of personal effects, clothes, the odd appliance, things like that, strewn in the yard. That has been almost entirely abated. 2 vehicles are being removed when I was there yesterday as well. 2 travel trailers and 1 third wheel, or fifth wheel rather, excuse me, also need to be removed. Based on the extensive progress and the fairly rapid progress we've seen in the last couple of weeks, I'd like to request continuance and see if we can give the respondent a little bit more time and capitalize on this momentum.
Okay. Before we get to that, so I had made findings regarding 3 categories of zoning violations. Is it possible to say that, A, B, and C are completely abated, or is it still that each one of them has a little bit more work to do?
I unfortunately don't have the citation in front of me, but the RV occupancy has been completely abated. I believe that was C.
So that was what I called A was storage and or occupancy of a recreational vehicle.
That has been abated
Okay.
completely. So that is no longer mentioned out there.
And then what I was referring to as B was unscreened outdoor storage of secondhand materials.
That has been reduced to the point where it is almost non-existent. There are a few items left if we're going to be thorough, but it has been very substantially abated.
Okay, and very substantially abated. Okay, and then C was unscreened outdoor storage of unlicensed and or inoperable vehicles.
Yes, sir. 2 of the 5 vehicles have been removed.
Okay.
The respondent has plans to remove the remaining 3. One of the initial 6 has been licensed, registered, and rendered operable as well.
Was that the RV?
No, this is a different one. This is a travel trailer on there. Initially, there were 3 travel trailers, 1 fifth wheel, and 2 personal vehicles. The 2 personal vehicles have been abated. 1 of the travel trailers has been abated. That leaves 2 travel trailers and 1 fifth wheel, which we are confident the respondents can abate within the near future.
Okay. Okay. When would you like a new hearing set?
I'd like
When would
another
you
30
this hearing
seconds.
continued to?
I'm sorry, sir.
When would you like this hearing continued to?
I would like another 30 calendar days to achieve compliance.
Why don't we shoot for Friday, May 13th
That works.
at 9 a.m.
Artie, do you see any complications there offhand? I believe
Okay.
that will be fine.
Okay, the rules require, obviously, that we give notice to both parties in writing that the hearing has been continued and of the new hearing date. And so I'm going to issue another decision, and similar to the last one, I'm going to put the onus on you to make efforts to provide that notice to the respondent, get your affidavits of service, provide those to me.
Understood.
And then if you guys could help me out by setting up the Zoom for May 13th and emailing me the link and providing that to the respondent, that would be helpful as well.
Understood.
All right, any other business?
No, sir, we will be in contact with your office, unrelated to this case, about scheduling most likely quarterly hearings in advance. So we can roll our cases into those that may be moving towards citation, but we will contact you about that probably next week.
Okay. Anything else pertaining to this matter?
No, sir.
All right, I'll issue that order, get it emailed to you, and we are adjourned for today.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, get good at this shit eventually.